Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Memes of the Week. The best thing you can do for this channel is smash the like button the way that female high school teachers smash their students, so this video reaches a wider audience. And now on with the memes. Number one, Aisha says that women are sorry for rejecting men who are going to make them wives instead of single mothers, and that their taste in men is trash, and that they're sorry for this. No, they aren't. They only say they are so that some beta bot provider chooses to be with one of them now that they have Chad Roan's baby. They just want your money now from someone dumb enough to pay the bills. Any man worth his salt won't be with any of them after they've been run through by 50 dudes. Up next is Wayman says it's not easy being female because imagine having to reject 100 men and still choosing the wrong one. All the men that would have been right for her have already been taken by much better looking women. Plus, most guys get rejected by 100 women they match with on dating apps. And the only women that say yes are usually ugly, and our disgust rejects her for us. Number 3, here's a map of Europe showing you where it's safest to walk alone during the night. I don't know about you, but I don't think it's that safe in Germany to walk around in the middle of the night. What is this, a 2010 map? Remember back in the good old days when the media used to say it wasn't safe to walk around at night in the UK because of soccer hooligans? Oh my, how things have changed. Also, why is Belarus unsafe? They almost have no crime. Moving on, is this headline for real, or was it written by some flat-chested person that has a last name that starts with a precious metal? That men who prefer women with large jugs tend to be less financially secure. Maybe when they say bigger boobs, what they really mean is fatter women. Besides, you don't need a lot of money to be happy when you're resting your slick willy between her chest pillows. Just because her chesticles are bigger doesn't mean that she's better. Number 5, which way Ukrainian girls? Do you head for the front lines and get pregnant, or do you come to America and ride the enrichment rail, hoping that you don't get ended by a criminal? In all honesty, Irina Zarutska was a lot safer in Ukraine, and maybe what happened to her will deter others from coming to America. There is a third path, which is these women can choose to become mail-order brides now that most of the young men in their countries are dead and gone. Up next, this woman's 31-year-old husband is sleeping with her 70-year-old mother. When she found out about the affair, her mother promised she would end it, but she hasn't. The woman is now 4 years into a divorce with him, and I don't know about you, but it's gross being a wrinkle chaser. I mean, maybe 50, but never 70. This woman was probably bad to both her ex-husband and mother, and victims of abuse tend to attract one another, and now it's all making sense. Number 7, Canada has gone crazy. One of our news outlets says that global warming is now linked to the consumption of sugary drinks and ice cream. To be honest, though, dairy and sugary drinks are terrible for your health. So maybe trying to ban them might actually be a good thing for people's health, regardless of the planet. But we know exactly what this is about. It's about increasing the carbon taxes on the foods people can't help but consume, so the governments can take more of our money. Sugar tax incoming. Moving on, the job market is hell out there as young people use ChatGPT to write their applications. And HR is using AI to read them, and no one is getting hired. But someone is getting hired. All the people working for the AI companies are. But who wants a job? Jobs are so 19th century anyway. Eventually, most guys will flood into HVAC, plumbing, and other trade jobs, and when they're there, there'll be too many in those fields, and the rates for those services will implode. Number 9, a serial killer in California disguised himself with a white mask to conceal his black identity. I thought this had to be a fake story, but it's real. How long before other black criminals try and pull stuff off like this? If you're wondering why you didn't hear about this story, it's because, once again, the suspect is not white. Imagine if a white serial killer wore black masks while doing his deeds. You wouldn't hear the end of it, and how he was trying to demonize black people. Up next, maybe this was actually a white man in blackface that ended this Swiftie college co-ed while she slept in her bed. Then he took her credit cards and went on a shopping spree. Not very smart, as the cops could easily be able to track him down based on the purchases. What kind of an idiot or monster are you if the first thing that comes to your mind after ending somebody is going out for shopping therapy and to become a consumer? Maybe she was dating him or supporting BLM. Number 11, here's the sad state of affairs in Canada. It's so bad here that this person's retirement plan is to end himself, and he wonders why he or she can't use MAID, which is the government euthanasia program and assistance in dying. I'm sure the government will be on board because, after all, it's cheaper for jurisdictions to end their elderly people rather than having to pay them Social Security benefits. They're even pushing for this for kids and teenagers now. Moving on, I didn't grow up with either group of YouTubers, but I'm glad that I became a YouTuber in the era of PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, and Smosh. and not Mr. Beast and Logan Paul. PewDiePie was based, and I'm glad he's off in Japan enjoying his life and having a family with Marcia. On the left is the good old days when YouTube was actually a creator platform. As for when I grew up, there were Saturday morning cartoons and Saved by the Bell. Number 13, here's the awful truth from Veronica about women in short hair. They don't look better with short hair, and it's usually a female friend, gay friend, or a hairdresser suggesting that they cut their hair because they're subconsciously trying to sabotage those that they see as mating rivals. The same goes for fat women promoting body positivity culture. They want the skinny chicks to eat and get fat too so they can reduce their competition as well. Up next, here's something to think about. Here's this woman before and after she got addicted to meth. Sure, she looks great, but just don't ask her to smile. Someone says that meth taken in tiny daily doses is a weight loss drug, a highly addictive one no less. But I think that for some reason Ozempic would be a lot safer and a lot cheaper, and you wouldn't run into Jesse Pinkman and Saul Goodman in the process. Also, let's see what she looks like in proper lighting without a ton of makeup. Number 15, every military on Earth has 133 million boomsticks combined, but American civilians own 400 million of them. I say that's the best way to hold the government accountable to the people. That might be a problem once all the AI-powered robots show up, though. Plus, let's not forget the American government has no way to beat their own citizens right now in West Virginia hillbilly country and the Appalachians. Those are 400 million reasons that America is the only real country in the world that truly has free speech. Moving on, Joker says that women would rather choose a 35-year-old male doctor making $600K a year who slept with over 1,000 women over a 22-year-old hot virgin fast food worker. And because of that, men and women are not the same. Obviously, most men would date a 22-year-old hot female virgin fry cook instead of a 35-year-old boss babe doctor. To be honest, a woman doesn't even have to be all that hot. She just has to be feminine and kind for most guys to be happy. Also, no 22-year-old fast food worker chick is ever a virgin. Number 17, and speaking of female fry cooks, this is how they have to dress now to protect themselves adequately in public transit. Why would any sane person take public transit in American cities through the ghetto surrounded by enrichments? Beginning right now, we're about to see women out there in real-life armor and not just in this meme. Are we living in a real-life world of Warcraft where we now need protection from orcs roaming the streets? Up next, take a look at the new Canadian Armed Forces new recruitment poster. It makes me wonder how difficult it was to Photoshop a woman's head on that guy's body. Is it just my imagination, or is her mascara running, and she's wearing lipstick? It's a real woman in the photo, but I guess they gave her a gun with an empty magazine. Well, so she can't hurt herself. Also, the leader of the Canadian Army is also a woman. I wonder if she was the one that commissioned this ad. Number 19, sometimes I look at this picture and wonder why none of the people on this train got up to help Irena as she bled out. Was not even female-owned group preference enough to overcome their animosity towards white folks. The only time I've ever been the only white person in a room with just black folks is when I'm working as a videographer for the Jamaican community, especially if it's for the gospel churches. But even I don't actually ride the dangerous public transit in Toronto where people end you for no good reason at all. Moving on, and speaking of Canada, here's the difference between what $1.2 million gets you in Vancouver versus Texas. And the weather's better in Texas too. Not to mention that you make 60% more money on average in Texas than you do in Canada. To think the Canadian standard of living was comparable to the American one in only 2016, when Justin Skippy Trudeau took over, to now being worse than Alabama is absolutely insane. Just imagine being Gen Z or Gen Alpha in Canada these days. I'd leave. Number 21, are you willing to take the risk with your life by choosing a female Uber driver if you get a little discount? Of course, they'll never give you a biological male option now, will they? That's the real sexism here. But the female driver service is only available for other females. So they're basically taking driving work from men and giving it to women. I really can't wait until self-driving cars put all Uber and Lyft drivers out of business entirely. Up next, you just know that Joker is a work of fiction when you have three rich white guys harassing a woman on the subway. First, they wouldn't be caught dead in a place where they wouldn't actually be singing a tune to save their life. And second, the white woman would probably take notice of their status and probably start talking to them. Here's the director, Todd Phillips, cameo in a film where he was licking Amy Smart's feet. What a simp. No wonder his script made no sense in that particular part. He probably understands nothing about female nature. Number 23, here's Pookie, and she says she's made an IQ chart to illustrate how feminists are smarter than other people. Oh no, guys, they have a chart and it shows just how stupid they are because they are right in the middle of the bell curve, which is the average. She probably thinks that the bigger the bulge, the bigger the brain. Yeah, feel the burn, Republicans. This is all I need to see. The diversity of thought between the political left and right. Moving on, and speaking of violence on public transit, San Francisco doesn't want to share percentages of crime on its public transit system when it comes from which race it's from, because they're worried that people would start becoming racist. Isn't this also one of the cities that labeled black criminals as belonging to the white race? The choice these days is not to be racist and get murdered, or to be racist and survive. Which option are you choosing? Number 25 and the last one, here's the difference between murals in 2020 versus 2025. And you just know they'll vandalize the mural on the right and say it's fascist. And if it does get vandalized, does that mean it's open season on George Floyd murals as well? Or will they just create more riots? One of these two individuals is a criminal and the other one is innocent. Yet you're only allowed to deface the innocent one, and if the criminal gets vandalized, they'll be looting in the streets. So that's it for another Memes of the Week. Please give this video a like to push it up in the algorithm, and so new viewers can find it. If you enjoy this series and want me to keep making it, then donate it to PayPal and subscribe to our links below. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.